Hello Internet, and welcome to the Girl Meets World review. Last time we got to take a peek at what it truly means to forgive. This week, a little bit of a turn from that, and just a casual spoiler warning here in case you haven't watched the full episode yet. With that disclaimer out of the way, let's dive into Girl Meets Belief. It's almost getting scary how consistently great this show has become. I still hold true to the statement that I don't think a bad episode has aired yet. A few slightly forgettable ones, yes, but nothing actually awful. What's even crazier is that Season 2 has been dishing out great episodes as the standard, constantly challenging the viewership to look at issues, problems, and decisions that we've all faced at one point or another growing up and growing into who we were meant to be, and the most recent episode is no exception. At the heart of Girl Meets Belief is a relatively complex topic. How do we as people decide on what to believe in? We get back into the history angle on this one as our four main characters are assigned projects on Thomas Jefferson and Joan of Arc, with Riley and Maya taking on one of our founding fathers and Farkle and Lucas reporting on one of history's original heroines. A bunch of complications arise due to the core of the episode being belief, which leads into the previewed scuffle between Riley and Maya. I won't spoil exactly how severe their fallout is because I think what the episode is trying to say is actually more important than all that. All I'll say is that I came in expecting one thing and got something completely different. The key thing here is that during the course of the assignment, we get more insight into our four leads in terms of what they believe and how they came to their own conclusions on the matter. It's a little bit odd that none of the characters ever mention the very plausible idea that what their parents believe has a great deal to do with their own views, but I think how they explain it themselves is fine as is. If you know these characters, then you'll likely understand where they're all coming from in terms of their individual views on the world and how each of them choose to understand it. We also get an absolutely exceptional recurring bit from Augie in this one, where he addresses his own beliefs to a certain extent, and the end result of that is just priceless. There's even a really interesting scene they do with Yogi near the end that works really well with everything they're trying to say. So, as you'd expect, these four friends find a way to resolve their differences. The resolution here is great because it genuinely feels like everyone involved really learned something, and going forward, it should only make their friendships that much stronger. The reason I don't have too much of a plot line going on in this review is because there isn't much of one. Outside of the assignment being assigned and then eventually getting done, this episode is less about getting from point A to point B and more about reflecting and thinking about ourselves and the people around us and learning to acknowledge and respect the perspectives of others, whether we're sold on them or not. It may not bring too many tears to your eyes like last week, but for me, this episode is actually better because it really got me thinking about the same things the characters were thinking about and how sometimes there's really no right answer. To see this show go in this direction was incredible. Girl Meets World has proven time and time again it can handle potent emotional moments like few shows airing today can, but it proves something else here. It can handle topics even larger than that. We know that bullying is wrong and it sucks that it still happens. We know that fathers leave sometimes and how scarring it can be to grow up without a parent, but there's so much in this world that we don't really know. So much that can't be so easily explained or so easily categorized. These are questions that history's greatest minds have attempted to answer for centuries, and we'll still be talking about some of this episode's focal points a century from today. If I could make one complaint, I do think they don't take the concept as far as they could, and maybe leave a little too much for interpretation in terms of what the lead characters believe, but that's pretty minor considering this is a 22-minute sitcom at the end of the day. If you haven't already, find this episode and decide for yourself. But for me, I just might have to make room on my all-time favorite Girl Meets World episodes list. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, help me out with the subs and the likes. Also, check out my top 5 most underrated DCOMs video as well as the other great content on my channel. See you next time.